So, hi, I'm Shay.
And I'm Shaylin.
This is not Tremors. This
You were close.
is Shay Scare Lounge, and we're talking about the awesome cult classic, the 1990 film Tremors.
I don't know if I would say awesome. I mean, this movie is okay, but it's definitely
I
like a
love it.
made-for-TV movie. Why do
I
you love
It's
it
like
so much?
so ridiculous that you're just like Kevin Bacon
really
is a spaz. You have the awesome Fred Ward, rest in peace. He just passed. And it's just so ridiculous. You got this small little town of like 14 people, population 14, mind you.
It's a ghost town, pretty much a ghost
Perfection. I think they're in Arizona or New Mexico.
No, Nevada. They're in Perfection, Nevada,
deserts. Perfection,
which is made
Nevada.
up.
It's
a made up town.
I watched a whole like behind the scenes thing, which I love those, by the way.
Yeah.
Of it. And so the art director, they found the land, they found the location. They're like, this is perfect. It's wonderful. It's awesome. And then those buildings he bought for like $25 each on the side of the highway. And they tore them down and then like rebuilt them where they had them. So it's like, they didn't have lumber. They didn't have stuff. Like we had to figure it out. And I guess on the first day of shooting, it was freezing because it's a desert at night, during the winter.
Yeah.
And it snowed. And they were like, this isn't good.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
I love it. I grew up on this movie. I just think it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'd seen it countless times. My brother really liked this movie growing up. I mean, it's watchable, but I mean, it could definitely be like an hour-long movie instead of an hour and a half. Like,
I felt the time was great. Like, you know what? You're in there for an hour and a half and it goes by quick. There's no this humdrum of like, I got to tell a story.
You just love Kevin Bacon. I think you have a secret crush. I've never understood his appeal.
I know.
Really?
I used to, but he's a spaz. And he was a spaz in like Footloose, and he's a spaz in this movie. He's like a spaz in every movie, and his hair is like the Jason Hartnett of hair from the 90s. It's just it's just a poof. It's just literally all over the place.
And it opens with him peeing is the opening scene. So like how much better can you do? Like that's where his name credit is. He's peeing off the side of like you already know it's gonna be a great film right when that happens.
Yeah. So we follow the two friends, Val, which his name is Valentine, and Earl, which is Earl. Fred Ward is such an Earl in this movie.
He is. I love it.
And what I thought was funny was I was reading some behind the scene some facts, and I did not realize this. And because I don't pay attention to the small little tidbits that these people put all their time into, it's in the details. Yeah. Like, really, because I don't pay attention.
Yeah,
he's wearing a woman's belt, Kevin Bacon, because the buckle is a heart because of his last name is Valentine.
That's cute.
So
he's
wearing a heart-shaped buckle, and I was like, I never would have noticed ever in a lifetime. But I noticed he's wearing a heart-shaped buckle.
Well, because I did my refresher watch while I was driving today.
Because you're safe. You're a safety girl like that.
I feel like this movie, you only have to watch when you hear the, what are they called? Graboid? No, what are they?
It's called a graboid, yes.
Graboid. Only when the graboid.
You know what? I'm so glad they did not name the movie Graboid.
Well, they were going to name it Land Sharks. Did you read that?
I did read that.
Title. But because SNL was already spoofing Jaws and had released something named Land Shark, they decided not to. And I'm glad they didn't use that either, because one, they don't look like sharks. They look like penis eels or something.
That is what the comment was when they made them. They made these elaborate because it's all practical. It's all practical. They built these damn things.
Yeah. Only one. They built like one working one.
Well, they built like two. They built like just the head one, the one that pops out of the ground.
Yeah.
And there was people in it.
Oh, moving it?
There were people inside, like moving it around.
Oh my gosh, that's scary. That's more scary than this.
Realize it because they're in the ground. He's in the dirt. And he's like, that's not good. But so there's people in it, and so So when they showed the people who created it thought that was the most amazing thing. They're like, look at it, it's so cool. And then someone put, we're not making a movie about a bunch of like giant penises chasing people in the dirt. That's, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
rethink the head of that one because it looked like
Yes, because
foreskin.
it really, yeah, I can imagine it because I feel like they still have a lot of phallic, symbol qualities to it. But more
It
so, I see
does.
an
It
eel.
does.
I think of an eel, an underground eel. I don't think of a shark. So land shark wouldn't have worked for me.
Well, I think the reason they came up with the land sharks is because of that, of the scenes where it shows it coming and it's like the ground puffs up, and so you can see. So it's like with Jaws, when he would
Yeah,
come up, like the water would be pushing off of him, and it gives
the
you that
best
same
movie of all
feel.
time,
I know.
next to Scream. No, I'm just kidding. But you're just rolling your eyes.
I am.
So
It's like
it's
how many times in an episode can Shaylin
yeah.
reference Scream?
It's got Reba in it. Good old Reba
Yes,
McEntire.
love Reba.
Her
Love
first
her.
movie. She's
Yes,
doing
they weren't going
the
to
song in
cast
the
her.
credits. They weren't? Why?
No, because he didn't want to hire a singer. And then she did, they were like, you're a singer, because she's Reba McEntire. And so then she auditioned, and I guess she's just naturally an actress. So they went, okay, well, let's go with that then.
Her songs are so like theatrical. Like you can't listen to Fancy in your car without like singing it and like getting,
Seriously,
like
have you seen the video for Fancy?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. No, so
Come
good.
on.
That one,
they're like
I
little
always...
stories. All of her videos are like little stories. They're little mini movies.
I'll be like in the car, and then that's on, and you're like, I might have
I do
been
the same
born
thing to
just
Dolly
plain
Parton
white
too,
trash. No, Nino's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I get so into it.
And that's
like,
why
go to
we
sleep.
are meant to be. Kismet.
Right?
It's
Like,
love.
Hate it. The little girl from Jurassic Park also.
Yes.
Who stopped acting after, I think, Jurassic Park and like Angus. You remember that movie?
Well, she did come back and do, because there's like 5 million sequels to this movie. There's like 7 sequels.
Yeah. She came back acting after this. Yeah.
She came back and did like the 7th Tremors or something like that.
Kevin Bacon, on the other hand, very successful.
Yes, which he was worried about because he did Footloose, and then, as he says in the documentary, every single movie after that he led like bombed, including this one.
To be brutally honest, I was running out of money. After Footloose came out, I had a series of leading roles that just all bombed. My career was really like close to
yeah, you're
ending.
saying that
it bombed. And what saved it was, in fact, what actually has saved many movies is the VHS.
The magical, where's my little tape?
Yeah, the magical tape.
VHS.
The VHS, and that's when their rate, everything skyrocket is in the land of rentals.
Oh, well, good. It came around. I mean, it's definitely a nostalgic movie for me to watch. Feels very warm. I'm from a very similar town.
Yes. And that's what I think I love about it, is the fact that it's during the day. Like, these scary things are coming at you during the day. Yeah, we actually have not mentioned anything about this movie. Okay, so
I mean, everybody's seen Tremors, but okay.
I would think so. These things, I don't know where they come from. They're just
they
just there
in the movie.
They don't say. There's no origin story, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's this school person, like she's a student, and she's a seismologist, and I think she's a student.
She's getting her PhD.
Yeah, she's a student. So she's
in geology.
Seismologist. Yeah. Geology, seismologist, whatever.
You're like Fred Ward explaining her job right now. And he's like, what does she do?
What does she do? Geography.
That son of a bitch. Like, he's so good. Okay. Anyway, back to the story. I saw that.
So they're in this small town. She's off doing her seismologist stuff, trekking for tremors and whatnot, and these two guys are like, we want to get out of here and have a life, and this town sucks because there's 14 fucking people there. And so then they start noticing weird stuff around the town, like all their little friends on the outskirts, because you're 14 people, all of them.
The town drunk.
exactly. Town Drunk is up on the towers, like hiding out there with a gun, and he's been up there for days.
He's
because
dead.
he was too scared to come down. He was dead. And they're like, why was he scared to come down for 3 days?
Yeah.
And then the car that gets eaten into the ground.
Oh yeah,
And
the
they're
couple.
like, what is
right?
this? Yeah. They're like, where's that
Oh.
music coming from? Because the
Crazy.
graboids are blind and they only go by sounds and vibrations to find their prey. How
Perfect.
is it there was those sinkholes?
What do you
If
mean?
these
There
things
was.
are making little wormholes all over and they're not small.
Well, I think they're normally deeper and then they come up. I'm making
Maybe.
it up. You think
Maybe.
I know?
Okay.
I didn't write the
Fine.
movie.
Fine. So then they all team up with the seismologist, and I love the Walter Chang. I love him.
Yes, he's so good.
He's fantastic. He was
Then
also, I believe, in The Golden Child.
Yeah, when they first find that little, I think it's the tongue, right?
Yeah,
Of the
it's like
tremor.
one of the tongues.
Not
Yeah.
of the tremor, of the grandma. It's a tremor.
One of
And
the tremor tongues
that
wraps itself
guy-
around this. Yeah.
he was smart enough to be like, I'll give you 15, or he said 10, whatever. They bargained.
They
and then he's
bargain.
selling photos for $3 a pop. And they're
I
like,
love Walter.
Slick.
Walter's the best.
What's his name? Yeah, he's Slick.
Walter
Slick
Chang.
Yeah,
Yes.
Slick Chang. At it again.
And then also with Reba, her like husband in the movie is Michael Gross.
From Family
Who
Ties.
literally he's the only actor who's been in every single one of these Tremor movies.
Oh,
he is
really?
the dad from
Family Ties.
Family Ties. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So he plays this. I'm ready for the apocalypse. I have under this crazy, cement basement with like 5 million guns.
That's my dad.
Artillery.
Like that. Yeah.
He's ready to go.
Well, okay. So how many are there? How many sequels?
Like 7 of them.
Oh, really? Okay. And like they're all. So that guy's in all of them. I'm guessing
he's in every
Kevin
single
Bacon
one.
Is in this one, and is he in the second or no?
No, Kevin Bacon. Fred Ward is in the first and second. There's a couple other people who are in the first and second, and then they also come back for the very last one. But they also tried to make a TV series, and Kevin Bacon came back for that.
Wow.
But it never aired.
That seems like such a stretch. Like, I'm sorry, this movie was fine, but like that is a lot to keep it going.
It is. So he's in all 5. So Kevin Bacon only did the one movie.
Yeah.
Because then he became a superstar or whatever. But he took on the role because he liked the script of the bromance, as he calls it, between Earl and Val. He's like, I like their friendship. So
when they're arguing about breakfast, he's like, bologna and beans, I did it. And then he's like, well, eggs and bacon. Like, I love that whole, them going back and forth. They're both adorable.
Yes, I love that.
Fun to watch as a couple.
And so the one thing that actually irks me about this movie is the weird little like kiss at the end.
Yes.
Between the seismologist and Kevin Bacon. First of all, why Kevin Bacon? What's wrong with Fred Ward? I thought he was way more charming.
I thought too.
But whatever.
They were trying to play Fred Ward as way older than Kevin Bacon, and
I know, I was like,
to
no,
me, he's still like handsome and distinguished. So yeah, when he's trying to like kind of say Kevin Bacon should date her, even though she doesn't fit his normal standards of the blonde, green eyes, long legs,
big boobs, or whatever
that goes on for whatever he says.
Legs for days, not ass for days. There's a difference.
He says her ass won't stop or something. Listen to it.
Oh, with legs that go all the way up. Yeah.
Her butt. He says a direct butt quote.
I will put in the direct butt quote.
And it's something that's used in rap songs now. Because I was like, is that where they got it from? He says something an ass won't stop.
You will have long blonde hair, big green eyes, world-class breasts, ass that won't quit, and legs that go all the way up.
Something weird that I was like, what? Is this like Baby Got Back? And yes, then they said what? The test audience wanted a kiss at the end?
The test audience wanted them to kiss.
Why? I didn't want that at all.
Why? There was no actual chemistry there anyways, but
I
we
would have
needed to have
rather
some love scene.
Kevin Bacon should have kissed Fred Ward. I think that would have been better.
So I was just like,
you
what?
know,
Like, what are we doing? And then they end up
Yeah.
just, they get rid of, they destroy, or they are able to kill them, the Graboids.
yeah.
They scare them and shoot them, but the thing about the Graboids is they also learn and they figure things out and they become smarter and they're doing their thing.
Do you remember what that's called? We've discussed it on a previous
Yes, I know.
episode.
Shut up. No, that was different. Those worms, the tapeworms,
We're eating it.
They were eating and then learning.
Not tapeworms.
They were, yeah,
Flatworms.
Flatworms. Flat. Fucking
Tapeworms go in your butt, and that's like more of a parasite.
don't put tapeworms.
You know
in
that,
my
right?
butt.
Well, you
I've
pull it out
never
of your
had
butt.
a tapeworm in my butt. So
No, people do it to lose weight. You can get one, and then they have to pull it out of your butt. I'm gonna send you links and give you nightmares.
It's giving me nightmares already. I'm nervous to get. I give it 4 out of 5.
Oh my gosh, you. I'm gonna say 3.5. 3.5 Red Wards.
Whatever, because it's Fred Ward, which I did think no offense, Kevin Bacon. I do think Fred Ward was, better looking, but
oh, definitely. No, he's
whatever.
so much more handsome and like kind of scruffy and more manly than Kevin. Kevin Bacon's like a
seemed
guy.
a lot more calm about stuff.
Fred Ward's a
Bacon's
man.
spaz. So
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Also, I would like to mention our dear friend Greg posted a comment for I think Apple Podcasts, and it's the best. I love him. He's fabulous.
We love Greg.
We don't deserve Greg. He's amazing.
Nobody deserves Greg.
Merman Greg and his amazing videos.
Twerks. He twerks.
And dance moves. I've seen them, Greg.
Happy to know you, Greg.
No, beyond happy. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, like, subscribe, share, do all the things on YouTube. And if you give us a comment, we'll give you a shout out. See how that works out? See that? Greg thinks that we have great chemistry, and I don't disagree.
Until next time.
Bye. I can't.
Can't.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't.
You did it. Proud
I
of you.
did. Yay, accomplished. I can do things.